Okay, so I got this book off of archive.org. It's Francis D.K. Ching's Architecture, Form, Space, and Order, 4th edition. So basically, we're just going to go through this, look at some of the concepts that he mentions, and we're just going to see what we learn. I have never read this book before, but I did go to school for architecture for a little while, so I'm just using this as a way to like self-study and see what we learn. Okay. Okay, so it says, in order to place this study in proper context, the following is an overview of the basic elements, systems, and orders that constitute a work of architecture. So what's the difference between elements, systems, and orders? Based off of what I know, an element is like a Lego inside of a box. It's a part, it's not quite a part of the system, but it's a part of it, if that makes sense. And then the system, let me just look up the actual definition. That's what we'll do. Elements. It's defined as a component or constituent of a whole or one of the parts into which a whole may be resolved by analysis. So let's see if we can have something that breaks it down even further. Bricks and mortar are elements of every masonry wall. So basically you have a wall, and that wall is made up of bricks. And so those bricks are called elements of the wall. Each brick is a different element. Systems. Now, a system would be the wall itself, or the structures inside of the walls, like the piping, which is one type of system, or electrical, which is another type of system. You can compare it to like the body. The body has the nervous system, the digestive system, the immune system, and then you have an orders. And that's just basically the processes that are required in a certain chronological order, in order to make sure that things work the way they're supposed to. Now it says, all of these constituents can be perceived and experienced. So by that, it means that it's physical. Architecture, and according to this book, based off what we read so far, is very tangible. Is very what's the word I'm looking for? Practical in its usage. Some may be readily apparent while others are more obscure to our intellect and senses. So that means that even because, like, when I was in architecture school, we had concept models. And so, even if they are readily apparent, um, even if the actual physical form is readily apparent, the reason behind it may not be immediately obvious, but the concept behind it is still practical. Is still perceived and experienced. For instance, space inside of a house. A space inside of a house can be abstract, but it also has to be practical in its ability to be used. That's architecture. That's what makes it different from art. Some may dominate while others play a secondary role in a building's organization. Some may convey images and meaning while others serve as qualifiers or modifiers of the messages. That's like the difference between nouns and adjectives. The adjective describes the noun, so basically a happy person. Happy is the adjective, person is the noun. So basically we could say like the white wall. White is the more obscure practical portion of the house. It's the color, whereas the wall itself is the quantifier. I'm sorry, not quantifier, but the wall itself is more apparent in the fact that it's practical, perceived, and experienced.